Here is the full script, with all research woven in naturally. Your cat probably walked past your coffee mug this morning, and you didn't think twice about it. Most people don't. And that right there is the problem. Here's what's actually going on inside your cat's body when caffeine gets in. And by the end of this, you're going to look at your morning routine completely differently. There's one specific source of caffeine that almost every cat owner overlooks entirely, and it's probably sitting in your home right now. We'll get there. So let's talk about what's actually happening, because most people who know caffeine is bad for cats don't really understand why. And when you understand why, the whole thing clicks into a different level of urgency. Cats don't have the liver enzymes to break caffeine down safely or quickly. That's the core of it. In humans, caffeine is almost exclusively metabolized in the liver by the cytochrome P450 enzyme system. And the specific enzyme doing the heavy lifting is called CYP1A2. Your liver has it, your cat's liver doesn't work the same way. While humans can break down caffeine relatively quickly via the liver, it remains in the bloodstream much longer in cats and can therefore produce stronger and longer-lasting effects. Think about what that means in practical terms. When you drink a coffee, your body starts processing and clearing that caffeine within a few hours. You might feel a little jittery, then it fades. For your cat, caffeine is metabolized much more slowly, allowing it to accumulate in the bloodstream to toxic levels even from small exposures. The same molecule that gives you a mild lift can push your cat toward a full-blown medical emergency. And here's the part that makes this even scarier. Caffeine's effects can last 24 to 48 hours in cats due to their slower metabolism. That's not a few hours of discomfort. That's a full day or two of toxicity building up in a small body. Now, a lot of people hear this and think, okay, I'll just keep my coffee cup away from the cat. And that's a good instinct. But caffeine hides in places most cat owners never think to check, and that's what makes this topic so worth paying close attention to. The second most important thing to understand here, before we get to the hidden source almost nobody catches, is what caffeine actually does once it's in your cat's system. Because it's not just a stomach problem. Caffeine acts as an antagonist at adenosine receptors, preventing the fatigue signals in the brain that are normally mediated by adenosine. On top of that, it inhibits the breakdown of epinephrine, leading to a prolonged effect of this stress hormone. So what you're looking at is a cat whose brain can't tell itself to calm down, and whose stress response just keeps running. At higher doses, caffeine directly stimulates the respiratory center and the cardiovascular system. The heart speeds up, breathing goes abnormal, the nervous system gets pushed past its limit. Signs and symptoms of toxicity include vomiting, diarrhea, panting, excessive thirst and urination, abnormal heart rhythm, tremors, and seizures, and these signs usually occur within 1 to 2 hours of ingestion. So this isn't something that slowly creeps up over days. Your cat can go from fine to in serious distress within the time it takes you to run a couple errands. An increased heart rate or irregular heartbeat can put severe strain on your cat's cardiovascular system, and tremors or muscle twitching may develop as toxicity progresses. In severe cases, caffeine poisoning can lead to seizures, coma, or even death. And remember, caffeine can damage major organs like the liver, heart, kidneys, and central nervous system. Now here's where the dose question comes in, because this is where people often feel falsely reassured. The American College of Veterinary Pharmacists states that 36 to 68 milligrams per pound can be toxic for cats. That sounds like a lot until you realize how small most cats are and how concentrated some caffeine sources actually are. Ingestion of 1 or 2 caffeine pills can be fatal for small cats. A single caffeine supplement tablet, the kind people keep in gym bags or desk drawers, can push a small cat into critical territory. And even lower amounts, especially for kittens, older cats, or those with pre-existing conditions, can lead to noticeable symptoms and distress. So the obvious sources are coffee, tea, energy drinks, most people know those, but here's the part I promised you earlier. The hidden source almost nobody thinks about. Products like whole coffee beans, discarded coffee grounds, loose tea or tea bags, energy drinks, caffeinated soda, and some types of diet pills are all real risks. Coffee grounds are the sneaky one. They're more concentrated than brewed coffee, they smell interesting to a curious cat, and they often end up in an open trash can or on a counter while you're cleaning up your morning routine. A cat that gets into used coffee grounds isn't just licking up a trace amount, they're getting a concentrated hit of caffeine in a small package. Products such as diet pills, energy supplements, and certain medications may also contain caffeine and can be even more dangerous due to their higher concentration. These are the things sitting in bathroom cabinets and nightstands that nobody thinks twice about because they're not food. But a cat doesn't know that, and a pill left on a counter looks like something worth batting around and potentially chewing. And then there's decaf, because yes, people ask about this. Decaf coffee still contains small traces of caffeine, along with acidic oils that can upset your cat's stomach. Even though it's less toxic than regular coffee, it's still not safe for cats to consume. If you're finding this useful, drop a comment below and let us know if your cat has ever shown too much interest in your coffee. You might be surprised how many people have a story. And if you want to keep learning things like this that most cat owners genuinely don't know, hit subscribe. We cover this kind of stuff regularly, and there's a video coming up next that goes deep on other everyday household items that are silently dangerous for cats. You won't want to miss it. Now, what do you actually do if your cat gets into caffeine? Because knowing the risk is one thing, but knowing how to respond is what actually matters when it's happening in real time. If you suspect your cat has ingested caffeine, stay calm but act quickly, and remove access to the toxin immediately so your cat cannot consume more. Then call your vet or an emergency animal hospital right away. Inform your vet about the source of caffeine, the estimated amount consumed, and your cat's weight. That information directly shapes how they treat it. Do not induce vomiting without professional guidance, because in some cases it can cause more harm. At the vet, treatment may start with decontamination to prevent further absorption, which can involve inducing vomiting with the appropriate tools and administering medical-grade activated charcoal depending on the timing of the exposure and whether your cat is showing symptoms. Treatment typically involves hospitalization at a veterinary clinic, where your cat's heart rate, temperature, and behavior will be closely monitored. Symptomatic and supportive care may include fluid support, sedatives for hyperactivity, and medications to control heart rate, muscle tremors, and seizures. Here's something interesting about why fluids are so central to treatment. Caffeine can actually be reabsorbed through the bladder wall, so giving fluids encourages the cat to urinate frequently so that they get rid of the caffeine quicker. It's not just about hydration, it's about actively flushing the toxin out of a system that can't break it down on its own. There is no direct antidote to caffeine toxicity, but fluid therapy is used to help prevent dehydration and for diuresis of the caffeine out through the kidneys. The good news is that pets that have consumed a mild to moderate amount of caffeine often have an excellent prognosis with early treatment. Early is the key word. The longer you wait, the more the caffeine accumulates and the harder it is to manage. So here's where we land. Your cat's liver simply isn't built to handle caffeine. What clears your system in a few hours can linger in your cat's body for up to 2 days, building to levels that stress the heart, the nervous system, and the kidneys all at once. The risk isn't just coffee left on a counter, it's coffee grounds in the trash, caffeine pills in a bag, energy drinks on the coffee table, and tea bags sitting within reach. The symptoms come fast, within an hour or two, and they escalate quickly. And when it happens, your job is to call a vet immediately, not wait and see. The thing that changed from the start of this video to right now is that you know it's not just about keeping the mug away. It's about understanding why your cat's body is fundamentally different from yours and designing your home around that reality. Watch the next video up on screen. It covers more household dangers that most cat owners have no idea about, and it connects directly to everything we just talked about. If you learned something today, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We'll see you there.